It was never originally my plan to become valedictorian. Never really necessarily had a journey in mind. I just kind of started right from my freshman and sophomore years taking like some AP level classes and kind of working on it that way. I knew that when senior year comes that I wanted to feel like I had kind of a repertoire, not a repertoire. What would you call that? Kind of the grades to back up like me saying that, hey, I want this scholarship, I deserve help to go to college, and so by working hard in school, that was kind of more my goal. It wasn't to be top of the class, it was to really show that I wanted to go to college and that I wanted to succeed.
I'm assuming you're 4 point, right? 4.0?
3.9 actually.
4.9?
3.9.
3.9, okay.
West High School actually has an unweighted GPA system, so none of the AP or IB classes that I've taken have gone in as necessarily on a 5.0 scale. So there tends to be a little competitiveness between students who have taken, like the college level classes and students who haven't. I know there's been talk about changing that in some of the students, but in terms of me and how I was told that I was valedictorian, I didn't know last year, and that I was told that, and so it came actually as a big surprise to me. But ever since I was told last year, I have tried to work on maintaining that because I think it's a really great honor and I'm really happy to have it. So with having a 3.9, the only non-A courses I've had have been a few of my math courses over the years have slipped to like an A- or a B+, or just a few every once in a while, like a semester of trigonometry I think just wasn't my favorite. And IB physics has been quite difficult for me, but it's one of my favorite classes because of how difficult it's been. What's next for me is actually going to UWGB. I'm staying in town. I had the opportunity this last semester to be what's called a special student there, and I took a class there, and I made a really great bond with my professor there, and I got to meet other professors from the computer science department, which is what I want to go into, and I'm really excited to go there.
Besides close to home, what does UWGB offer you?
Well, one of my main concerns when it comes to college and what it can offer for me is in the area what there is for internships. And so this year I've been looking a lot just to make sure that I feel that Green Bay can support me in that. And there's actually a lot of companies with home bases in Green Bay that I've been finding, and I was reaching out to some different people, and I think there's a lot of it. In terms of career future, I've been playing around a little bit with data analytics, which is just a lot of data crunching, but if you look at statistics on how much data has been produced in just the last couple of years, it has grown exponentially, and it's going to keep growing exponentially as people keep using the internet, companies keep using it, so there needs to really be people that are able to sort that data and keep different sites online safe for people to use. For advice to younger kids and trying to get to a valedictorian spot, it's hard because it wasn't my goal to be valedictorian, it was my goal to be the best version of me, and I think that if you want it and if you make realistic goals, you don't have to study 100% of the time. It's important to spend time with friends, with family, and to do other things, but if you make realistic goals to you, that it is achievable. Besides academics, I have had a pretty heavy extracurricular load. I've been involved in cross country all 4 years. I was captain this past year too, which I was really proud of. I was in track for a year, but I was in a lot of different service clubs like Sting Cancer or NHS, and I was even in clubs like Science Club and other things like that were kind of side interests, but they're some of my favorite clubs.
So would you say that you just kind of naturally, some of this education stuff kind of came natural for you, where you just either had good study habits or good test-taking habits or things like that?
Test-taking habits, I think I lucked out on a little bit because I think my memorization has come pretty easy to me, but when it comes to time management, oh boy, I think my parents are going to watch this and they're going to chastise me because I've taken a couple online courses throughout the years, and some of those I've been finishing like half a semester in the last week of it, and it was awful. But this year, when I took my online courses this year, I didn't do that, and I got on them. I was finishing them like weeks ahead of time, and so you can really see that it didn't start that way for me, but it was a skill that I worked on, and now I'm able to control it and manage it.
Besides your career path, what are you? Do you have dreams for the future that that your job can help you achieve?
In terms of dreams around my job. I know in school a lot of what I've been involved in has been service, even if it's been a little indirect. Like some of my favorite activities that I've been involved in are NHS, like when we just get together and we clean up the campus, or in Science Club we put on Earth Duck every year, which is this event that we actually make free to our community with the money that we make from our greenhouse, and it's educational and it's fun and it has music. And so I think that when I pursue a career, when I go on a job, I want to still feel like I'm giving back to my community, because if I don't, I think I'll lack the motivation to succeed in that job.